east, the north, and the south, everywhere all around. It's early in the morning here, but I wanted to get on here and share some insight that I had in regards to a conversation that I was having the other night with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about our experiences with women as men. You know what I'm saying? As men who date women, or who are attracted to women. We were just talking about our experiences with them, and it was like a it was like a huge light bulb went off in my head as he was talking to me about how he was able to have how there was so much more productivity in the relationship before the sex occurred, right? And he was telling me how useful and how productive and how helpful he was to her and she was to him prior to them having sex. And we started talking, and basically the ideas that were coming were like, look, probably 90% of the time we shouldn't have sex with the woman. And I'm saying that because women are like, I would say women are some of my biggest supporters, like actively. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna come to the thing. They're gonna do, like my guy friends or the guys that support me. They're more laid back. They have their own thing, right? And I think that that kind of that kind of advantage that is squandered a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When you start to, you know, try to have your cake and eat it too, that type of thing. And it's big because, well, first I'll say this: why is it that we have sex with people prematurely before we really get to know them, before we really, you know what I'm saying, even have an idea on how they might be in different environments or circumstance? But why do we rush into that? You know, um, and I love women. I love to be around attractive women. Women that I find attractive, I love to be around. And it's not just a physical thing. It could be an aura. It could just be, personality. It could be a lot of things. Humor, you know what I'm saying? These are different things that I personally find attractive. But, you know, that's not a reason to, to fuck. That's not a reason to fuck. That's not a good enough reason to fuck. Because what happens when you fuck is you merge with this other person. Now, instead of like a fan or a supporter or a positive whatever, um, a friend or whatever, now they're like your child, or they're attached to you in this way, because you guys have taken part in this biological act together of having sex. And yeah, a lot of times when you do have sex with a woman, a man has a vision. A man has a vision. I'm just gonna. We're gonna. The women. Most women will even say we're some of the most selfish creatures on this planet. You know what I'm saying? But a man has to have a vision. And in my experience, most women that I've come across who've been attracted to me, whether it's romantic or platonic or whatever, they're drawn to me for whatever reason. Most of those women like to align themselves with somebody who has a great vision, right? Now, you can have your vision, but you have to follow through on that shit. And you gotta be firm about that shit. Like, this is how it's going to go. This is how I see my life. I see my life like this. I see this is how I am envisioning my future. These are the emotions the emotions that they are not as important as like the foundations and the principles and the pillars that you want to, to be primary in your vision, right? But as of somebody with a vision, you have a responsibility to the people around you. The people around you can help you with your vision, or they could distract you from it. And as a man, whichever one is happening is your fault. As a person, not even just a man. If somebody around you is preventing you from materializing your dreams, that's your fault. They're around you. You got to get away from them, um, or focus on on what it is that they're not. You know what I'm saying? Or focus, because sometimes when you're a kid, you can't you live with whoever you live with. You might be around somebody like that, somebody who's like a dream crusher. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking to two adults. I'm specifically talking to men because I'm a man. Uh, you have a responsibility when you have a vision. Now, I have had many opportunities to have great friendships with women. Some of them didn't want the friendship. They wanted to fuck. They wanted to be with me, like, what I'm saying, romantically. Some of them, it could have went that way. For some of them, if I would have led and said, "Hey, we're not doing that. This is what I'm on right now," then they would have been with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that has been the case. And continuously over time, it's been presented to me, just attractive women, and I feel like I've tried to really just like keep a distance, just so that it doesn't turn into something unnecessarily, you know what I'm saying, and ruin anything. But when I was having this conversation, I was just breaking down to y'all a little bit with one of my friends. He was like, "Nah, man, like you want to put them in position," and I was like, "Damn, this sounds like some pimp shit. This sounds like some. What you mean you want to put them in?" He said, "You want to put them in position be of to be of inspiration, to help you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put them in position to become what they will become a lot of times when you're being irresponsible with them. You know what I'm saying? Um, Women we all know they're different, than men. We have our differences. They're wired a little bit differently, emotionally and biologically. So if people feel, I think that it comes down to feeling useful. I think men have that thing too. That's why, you know, there's a stereotypical image in everybody's mind of a man putting together some furniture, or cutting the grass, or starting a fire, or fishing and hunting. Like, people in general want to be made useful. And what I realize is that most of the women that I come in contact with are of much greater use to me if I'm not having sex with them. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not I won't be attracted to them, or they won't be attracted to me, but the vision has to come first. And if your vision comes first, you're probably gonna have really great relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your vision comes first, And because what happens when we're having the premature sex and we're jumping into it too quickly, we're not really thinking about the future that much. We're thinking about how we want to feel in that moment. You know what I'm saying? That's not that's not the mindset of a visionary. That's the mindset of somebody that is maybe they're in survival mode or something. That's somebody who's just thinking more short term. You know what I'm saying? A vision is like something you dream yourself into, walk yourself into every day. You know, you think about it as constant. You're thinking constantly imagining and envisioning what you want your future to be like. And yeah, that should just hit me because I met a woman. Well, I'll call her a girl. She was a girl, and I was a boy, right? This is not that long ago, but I'm just saying in regards to the way that we was acting, right? I met her. She was from a whole different state, right? We met online, then we end up meeting in person. There was a bunch of red flags that I ignored. I ignored the red flags. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up, dating very briefly. I ended up finding out she had anger issues and abandonment issues, and she ended up finding out that I wasn't really as ready for a serious relationship as I led her on to believe I was. And in the very beginning of that, had I not taken those premature steps with her, she was sharing all my music. She was posting my stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? She was doing all types of, she was doing all, like, she was just very supportive. Once it was all said and done, it was like there was no possible way she could support me without, getting triggered or, all this other stuff, like, because I took the relationship in a direction that did not need to go. Prior to this, there was another girl that I went to school with her, right? We went to school. We was cool in school. We were in college, right? Um, a few years after school, I'm living with roommates and stuff, and she's living with her parents. She's sorting her situation out, and we still hang out every once in a while. And like when we hang out, like now this girl, she's very attractive, very attractive. I'm saying she had a fat ass. I had to say that. She had nice body. You know what I'm saying? She had a very pretty face. Juicy lips. All of it. Like but she was my friend. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we were just friends. And I remember she even went as far as like helping me out with music videos, just coming to different things that I had going on. And it was like I had uh, a helper with me. You know what I'm saying? Like how they describe the elves with the Santa. Like that's how I was looking at it, but I don't think I was seeing it in the right. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see the value in that support because in my mind, I'm saying, damn, this girl, she bad as hell. Like, what's supposed to be happening here? Like, it can't just be this. You know what I'm saying? That's anticlimactic. But no, like, she was helping me with my vision. You know what I'm saying? Literally, um, we're shooting we're shooting like visuals for me. And at one point, I said to her, I said, I don't know why we're friends. Like we don't really have a lot of the same interests. It's just a situational thing. How we met, and we just have always kept in touch since then. But I don't really know why. Why are we friends? And you're gonna be friends. It's your friendship. That friendship ended. You know what I'm saying? That I just we just after that it was over with. I fucked it up, but because I really hurt her feelings. You feel me? But your friendships with guys are going to be different than your friendships with women. I'm speaking to men right now. the friendship that you, it, if if I if we're getting in the car and I'm with my my girlfriend, right? And she has her friend coming to get in the car too. I'm gonna sit in the back. I'm gonna sit in the back because I'm gonna let them have their you know what I'm saying, their girl time or whatever. I'm gonna sit in the back while it was, you know what I'm saying, they'll be in the front. If I am in the car and I'm with my girlfriend or you know, a special lady, and my one of my friends that's a guy comes to the car, I would want her to sit in the back. Because your friendship with the same sex is just going to be different. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the same. It's not going to feel the same. It's just going to be a little bit different. It doesn't have to be so different, but a lot of times it is. And what I really feel now is like, you know, I have people, I have attractive female friends now, and yeah, like you know, I still battle with like, you know, different like sexual urges or lust or, you know, things of that sort. Um, but I feel like I'm really understanding now, like the power and the allure of um, having attractive for people around you. Period. I'm not really talking about the help right now because that this is, well, I am talking about the help, but I'm not talking about like what people are really doing to you and how they're pouring into you and your resource. I'm talking about the beginning. Just by being next to somebody, they can add value to you. And it's also true that just by being next to somebody, they can take value away. You know what I'm saying? Just when you standing next to somebody. And a lot of times we gotta remember, we gotta really like really remember and respect that as men. G, like when you walk into a room and you know you have a pretty woman with you, like you have to remember that that alone, that in itself is a is now a magnet for more um beauty, for more opportunity, for more. It just is. It just, that's just how it works. If you go into a restaurant, you sit down with a lady, they're gonna treat you differently than they will when you go and sit by yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? The man sitting by himself in the booth, he might not even get the booth. They might try to sit him right by the door. But if he comes in with a lady, they gonna give him a booth. They gonna, you know what I'm saying? They not gonna do him bogus most of the time. Um, it's just different. And just because a woman is attracted to you doesn't mean that y'all gotta fuck. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're attracted to her doesn't mean that you gotta fuck. Because you gotta understand that when you do that, something different is happening now. When you smoke weed, when you put fire to anything, it changes the chemical component of it. So the sex is like the fire to me, right? The sex is like the fire to me. Um, you could burn the shit up. You know what I'm saying? You could burn a friendship down, burn a relationship down with some sex, you know? Uh and without it, you know, it could be organic as it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, G, before you have sex with somebody, you'll realize, you'll see things a lot clearer. You'll be like, yeah, I'm not really that interested in this person. I mean, they're kind of cool, whatever, da 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 da. Yeah, it's just all right. But then you have sex with them, and then it's like, oh, whoa. It's like this whole whoa factor comes into play, and that's just is difficult to see through that. You know what I'm saying? Um, no matter how many times you've had sex, you know. But what I'm saying is, what I want people to take away the most is put motherfuckers in position. Put people in position to be helpful. with your vision. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a guy. I don't care if you're a kid. Give people the opportunity to support you. And when they do, really assess like, is this how you want the relationship to continue? Do I just want them to just support me in this way? Is this helpful? What's more helpful, that I receive this some sort of pleasure, or that, like, I have this project handled or done? It just comes down to what you want most. You know what I'm saying? If you just, and if you don't have a vision and you just in it for yourself, you're probably gonna fall for that shit every time. If you don't have a vision, and when I say a vision, it's not just a image. It's a you have to have emotions that are deeply connected to the vision. Like, to the point when you think about the vision, you could feel yourself being there. You know what I'm saying? Snowboarding down the Alps, or, you know what I'm saying, driving a real nice car on the coast of the Santa Monica, whatever your vision is, right? Whatever you see yourself doing, or experiencing, the type of relationships that you want to, like, I've dealt with hella crazy bitches. In my vision, they're not there. They're not supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, a lot of us attract things that we don't want to be projected into our future. And you know what I'm saying? But you just have to really focus on that shit. Like, what is your, like, really, really dig into that. What is your vision? You gotta start living that life now. Um, you know what I'm saying? Is it financial stability? Is it freedom? Is it great relationships? Like, or is it you know a smaller circle of people that you're hanging around, and you're just focused on your work? You live in a cabin in the woods? Do you live in a hut in the jungle? Are you in a high-rise building in one of the largest cities in the world? Like, what is your vision like? Do you have kids? Do you have a family? Do you have a wife? Do you have multiple wives? Like, what is your vision? It doesn't really fucking matter. It's just, it really, what matters most is that, you're connected to it emotionally, and, you know what I'm saying, that you're doing positive things with it. I think that's important. But you have to have a vision, and you have to know that when a beautiful woman comes to you, and she has a conversation with you, or, is complimenting you on your work or whatever, you gotta start talking. When that happens, you have to credit your vision first. You know what I'm saying? Because your vision is a part of your image. You know what I'm saying? The image that you're projecting inside of your mind. You know what I'm saying? You end up, some of that, I believe, translates to your physical presence and your aura. So when that beautiful woman comes up to you and she's talking to you, bro, you gotta remember that she does not come before the vision, and neither do your earthly desires. You know what I'm saying? Your vision is beyond earth. You know what I'm saying? You in multiple dimensions with that motherfucker. Like, when you do come across that beautiful woman, you gotta know, like, what role you want them to play in your life. What role could they play in my life? And that's just what it's like. Like, it's just, you just have to think as if you have a lot of control, because you do. You do have a lot of control. And some people are just don't see it that way, and they'll be victims until they realize, their power. But if you have a great vision, you don't even have to have a great vision to attract beautiful women. But if you do have a great vision and you attract a beautiful woman in any way, you gotta really, like, man, women are some of the greatest testers, I feel like, for us, just as men. But you gotta, like, know, like, right away, nah, it's not gonna be that. Or, yeah, this is how I want to Like you have to do what's best for the vision. And it's probably, it might not be best for you to have sex with her because you got to get to know her first, G. You got to figure out, well, you got to meet her family, G. Like, meet the family. Does she have kids? Does she have baby daddy thing going on? Dude, is she what is her, how stable is she mentally? You know what I'm saying? Like, how, you know, how delusional is she, and in what way? You know, is she delusional, and how is that affecting her? Does it work for her? Like, you just got to get to know them really well first. That's first. So sex at the beginning is definitely just should be no. You know what I'm saying? You got to really get to know somebody, and it takes a long time to get to know somebody. Really, you know, longer than a month or three, longer than that. You know what I'm saying? I would say about a year to 3 years. You know what I'm saying, before you really kind of, kind of know somebody. But people come with cycles. People come with a lot of different shit. You know, karma and trauma and all types of things. You know, but it's more likely that the people that you come in contact with are of greater use to you, um, as people that can support your visions, than people that end up having a consumptive love for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. You want people that want to add. You know, if you come across a woman and she's like, man, and she looks like she wants to help. If she even says like, I can do this, I could do that, you put her in position to help, and see the value in it, and be thankful for that shit. Like, damn, I'm thankful because I was just doing this shit by myself just now. You know what I'm saying? Or I was just doing this, I was just fucking carrying all this shit by myself, and now you grab a couple of things. So thank you. I appreciate that. That is going to go a long way. And if your vision is really great enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna feel fulfillment just from helping you. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, if you have a vision, the woman is inspired by you, bro. She's inspired by you. She's inspired just being around you. You are like a light. You know what I'm saying? You're a light. You are a guide. If you have a vision, like, that's just going to happen. You're going to attract that type of energy. But you gotta give credit to the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give the credit to your dick. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. That's not what it is. No matter how good she says you are after you guys, do the deed, it's not about your dick, bruh. It's not about that. A lot of times, it's about your vision. That's what we gotta really know. And why do you think, like, if you really, really, really think about the type of jobs that women get in this world, a lot of it is like representative jobs, like they represent a company, or they're like the face of something, or the first person you see when you, or the, you know what I'm saying, like, they're, a lot of it is like representative type of work. You know what I'm saying? They're representing something very well. Um, that's not on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not on accident. It's not, and not too many times you just see a woman working a job where she's like downstairs in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, in working, like digging something in the closet. Like, there's a bunch of guys, like that, working jobs like that. Most of the time, the woman is gonna be the face of something, or the representative of something. Um, and naturally, I think that they have very welcoming nature about them. They're just different. The woman, there's things that you would never do, could never do, that a woman could do, and that's just how it is. It works both ways. It's vice versa. So, as a man, like, are you acting like Are you acting mature? You know what I'm saying? When you come across these opportunities, um, is what type of battle is going on in your head mentally? You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to decide, between your vision and your pleasure. You know what I'm saying? What's that battle like? You know, your vision come first, bro. That is the most important shit. When you lose sight of your vision, she has nothing to follow. You cannot lead anybody anywhere when you don't have a vision. Not on purpose. So you might lead somebody somewhere by accident, but not on purpose. So just be responsible with that. If you're creative in that way and you have your vision and you're working towards it and you're putting the pieces together and you're meeting the people that's gonna make it happen and you're putting the work in for it and it's happening, slowly but surely and sometimes quickly, but it's happening. If that's you, you are blessed. You are lucky. You are an inspiration. Your presence, your presence is enough. Now, I will say I've come across women who may have been pretty good looking, but their presence wasn't necessarily a gift. You know what I'm saying? I've been around some women where I was just like, okay, like you're here, but it's almost like you're just here. What else? You know what I'm saying? That I've experienced that. Um, so I think that when somebody's presence is like truly like it's truly a gift, like it comes down to whether or not they have a vision, um, and their aura, their personality, their sense of humor. Like these are their compassion or empathy. Like these are things that make a presence like um, felt, in a positive manner, like and desired. But if you have a vision, like you're just people just by being around you, you're giving something to that person. So you really gotta. You might not even be around the right women. You might not even be around the right type of woman. You know what I'm saying? She might not even be in a space to help you with anything. You know what I'm saying? And for women too, he might not even be in the place to help you with anything. You know what I'm saying? This might be somebody who could only tear your shit down. And some people just, some people just like that. Some people just react, have that type of reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they're going through things, whatever it is. But not everybody can help you, bruh. And some people you gotta stay the fuck away from. So that's another thing you gotta find out when you're dealing with a woman too. Like, can she really help you for real? Is she distracted? Is she gonna just be? Is she always distracted? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really like assess. And I think when you look at it like this, you'll get closer to even finding the person that you really do want to partner up with and have kids or do whatever like that. That person, you'll find them quicker if you start looking at women under this lens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking you. You're not. Yeah, I'm not fucking you. Like you you will be, if that happens, consider yourself lucky. That's how it should go. Like if I do that, consider yourself lucky. That's how it should be. It shouldn't just be like, well, of course I was gonna do that. I'm a man. What you thought I was gonna do? Nah, it shouldn't be like that. You got a lot of power down there, brother. Is it in between your legs? It's a lot of power down there. And you got to research. You got to do the science of it. Like it just, if you really look into it, it will blow your mind. It will blow your fucking mind. It will blow your mind. Women are not the only creatures that have the power to create life. All right, it's not. It's both of us. It's both of us. And yeah, it's both of us. but we're, as men, we gotta really see ourselves as the initiators, the leaders, the directors, because we have to, like, we had to be able to take responsibility so that we can actually start to attract the type of people that we want to attract, or get into situations that we want to get into, and figure out why certain things are this way or that way. And, like, that has to happen. But as a visionary, when you meet a beautiful woman, like, her purpose in your life is probably not sex or, physical attract. That's probably not what it's about. So the same way that you use your you know what I'm saying, your magical insight and gifts to come up with that vision, you have to keep that that mental flexibility when it comes to assessing, what type of role a woman's gonna play in your life. Okay, is she gonna be a friend? Is she gonna be a colleague? Is she gonna be somebody who can help me? Like, is she just gonna be somebody to help, or is she gonna be like somebody who I'm really like building with? You know what I'm saying? Like, she got her own world and we're coming together and we just building together. Like, what is it gonna be? Is this somebody I gotta stay away from? You know what I'm saying? Is this, like, what is it? You keep that vision. I think a lot of times when men, like, fuck women prematurely, what happens is, like, the vision falters or it fades in that moment, and they kind of lose sight of the vision for a little bit, and because of the moment that's presented or happening. um, I think that's what happens. I think that's what happens. You just, it's not. I don't. I think when you're inspired and you're, I think that's different than when you're feeding that lust. But that's what I would say. I've been talking on here long enough, man. As a visionary, this applies to men and women. I'm speaking specifically to men because I'm a man. I don't really know what it's like to be a woman. I don't remember whatever past life that was for me. But as a visionary, period, you have to be, you have to decide, you have to place people in, position to fulfill your vision. If you're a good person, you got a vision, and you come across another person, they're a good person, chances are they want to help you. Now, they can't just start helping you. You have to put them in position because they don't know everything you need help with. You got to put them in position to help you. You got to tell them what you need. You got to go back through the 5 to 10 years span of whatever you've been doing, and tell, and you have to be able to summarize and explain simply why certain things have been working and why certain things haven't, and where you are in your process. Like, you got to do that. You got to do that. All right. Just because somebody wants to help and they're coming to your life don't mean they can help. You got to put them in position to help. If you start fucking on them and they got, unresolved issues, or they just got out of a relationship, or they got this sort of idea about the opposite sex, that you just put them in position to fuck your shit up. You just put them in position to have to get banished from the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that now you can't, now, because if your intention is not to be with that person, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're probably gonna be offended. They're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna get upset. They're not gonna be of great use to you like that. So every action that you take, you are putting people in positions, and you just gotta know. You just gotta know when you meet them. You have to come to that decision before you know what I'm saying, before it gets to that point. You just gotta come to that decision. What type of position could this person be put in to help me fulfill and materialize my dreams? Now, I haven't given any examples, and I would like to do that. there have been there have been women, and one of them I was talking about earlier, who have helped me get, sound equipment, studio equipment, plan events. Um, yeah, there have been women who have just helped me with things like that, spreading the word around. Like a lot of, a lot of women. I know women in different states that I've met here in Chicago, that just I fuck with them. They fuck with me, and they support me, and it doesn't really matter whether they're helping me plan an event or get some equipment, or if they're just posting and sharing it on Instagram. It doesn't really matter. It's all help. It's all some form of help, and whether they realize it or not, they're on my team. Uh, so those are just like some small examples of putting somebody in position to help. A lot of the women who are doing those things, I did not have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, well, I'm just cool with them. Like, we're friends. We've had deep conversations. They might pick my brain about some things. I may pick their brain about some things. Like, we've built a relationship, and that's helped us. That's helped me, and it's helped them. Just gain insight, perspective, and it allowed me to like put them in position to help me with my vision. So there have been times when I put some people in bad positions. You know what I'm saying? Doing things prematurely, love bombing, fucking, uh, just trying to fuck. But saying it was more like those are times when I put people when I like I disqualified those people from the position of helping me, because of the way that I was behaving with them. Now there were times when I didn't just have sex with this girl because she's super attractive, and I didn't even really flirt with her much, just because, or even at all, just because I don't know. I just didn't, for whatever the reason was. Maybe I was in a better state of mind at that time. But there have been times when I didn't do those things with women, and they've been put in position to help me. Um, One more story I'll tell. When I was 13, I have a stepsister, right? And we don't have any of the same parents. So I guess I think it's a step. I think that's what they call it. But her mom married my dad. Now, she had a bunch of friends, and me and her are the same age. Me and my stepsister were around the same age. One of her friends I met when I was 13. They played on the same sports team, and her friends would come over to the house. So for me, for a little 13-year-old boy, it was my dream. All these 13-year-old girls around me and my little 13-year-old self. Anyway, I met a friend of my sister's, and I had a crush on her for instantly. I mean, I'm 13-year old. I'm a young boy. I'm an adult now, talking about these these sorts of fatal attractions and things of the sort. So at 13-year old, I'm definitely immature at 13. Um, but I had a crush on her. I had a crush on let's call her Vanessa. I had a crush on Vanessa. Vanessa was bad. It's super smart, great taste in music. I thought I was in love with Vanessa. We started discovering music together. She'll come over the house, we hang out. I met her family. Her family met my family. We'd be at all the sports games, basketball games together and shit, right? And it came a point where I was just like, hey, like, I want to be with you, right? And she was just like, nah, like, it could be. And there were some things that made me feel like, maybe that was a possibility. Or, like, we used to do a lot of things. We used to like do poetry and stuff. We were really building a relationship, in a way I had never done with a girl before. And long story short, we never had sex. We have never had sex ever, or dated. Now, I'm not saying that means that the relationship is doomed. But I'm just saying that that never happened. And 15 years later, we're still friends. Very close, very, very, very close friends. 15 years later. So there are things that you can, there are precautions that you could take when you want somebody to um, have some stability in your life and be able to help you. And you want to be able to help them. And there are tragic mistakes you can make, what I'm saying, when you disqualifying somebody from that position in your life for you and you taking them out of position to help you. Um, Very extreme, but I mean, if I kill your cousin, like I'm definitely not putting you in position to help me. Or if I come do something crazy to you, if I treat you fucked up, if I treat you fucked up, I'm not putting you in position to respect me. You know what I'm saying? So as a visionary, I'll say it again, as a visionary, you have to be responsible with your vision and with the people that come into your life. As a visionary, when people come into your life, you have to decide yourself what role you want them to play. And you have to, figure out what you could do to make that easily applicable for them, right? And if it don't work out, it don't work out. That's cool. But you gotta remember that, your vision is what's attracting all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's your vision. Now, if you attracted a bunch of freaks, you know what I'm saying, some slut boxes, the hoes, if those is what you attracted, then that means that your vision has been contaminated with that. I don't know, you might be, maybe you watching some freaky ass porn and you need to slow down and just take a break or not watch that stuff. Maybe you just in some way you're buying into that, and it's re-presenting itself in your life. You know what I'm saying? So the responsibility, the responsibility is always on us. It always falls on us. You know what I'm saying? I hate to hear people complain about other people in their life because most of the time the chances are like that person put the person in position to be in their life. You gave that person position. You are the creator. You know what I'm saying? You are your own God. You control all this shit. Everything that comes in and out of your world, you control that shit. You can walk away, you can step away, you can project, you can accept. You are in control of that shit. All right? And you put people in positions, all right? I don't care if you went to the job and you waited and you was hoping they was gonna hire you. If they hire you, you still put them in position. You still put them in position because you walk through that door and you get put that application in and you put them in position to be a part of your journey in whatever way. You know what I'm saying? So always look at it like that, man. Always look at it like that, man. It's tough, but men, like, let's practice discipline. I know it doesn't sound as exciting as vision, but that's part two. Um, or or it could be part one. They really go together. They really can go together. You know what I'm saying? Like, practice discipline and build your vision. Get pictures, find videos, look at movies of characters that you like, and the lifestyles that they live. Look at just different activities. Do you want to know how to speak 3 languages in the next 5 years? Like, figure all that shit out and decide, like, how am I gonna get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, and make sure that you really don't put something in your vision just because you think it looks good. You have to have an emotional connection to it. So let's get building, and let's get working on that discipline, man. And it's deeper than pussy. That's what I'm really getting into, is way, way, way deeper than pussy. Pussy is actually dangerous as fuck. It can be. You know what I'm saying? It's not, so you don't want to play with that. You know what I'm saying? You want to maintain a level head, maintain composure, and stay in control of the things that you can control, and whatever you can't, be at peace with it. Um, That's it. That's me, Don Ali. Peace, everybody. Man, y'all have a beautiful, lovely day.